Welcome to another Dose Psycho video. Have you ever felt like something was just off in your relationship, but you couldn't quite put your finger on it? Like deep down you really want it to work, but something is holding you back from truly feeling happy and connected? We all crave that feeling of truly clicking with someone, of knowing we're on the same page and building a future together. But the truth is, not all relationships are meant to last. Sometimes, despite our best efforts, we find ourselves with someone who's just not the right fit for us. In this video, we're diving deep into 7 signs of an incompatible relationship. These signs can be subtle at first, but recognizing them early on can save you a lot of heartache down the line. Communication is the foundation of any strong relationship. It's how we connect and navigate life's challenges. When communication breaks down, it breeds resentment and conflict. How can you build a future if you don't feel heard? Constantly talking over each other is a red flag. It's about the quality of communication. Can you open up without feeling judged? Or are you walking on eggshells, afraid to say the wrong thing? Lack of communication creates distance and insecurity. Relationships are a two-way street. Both partners need to listen and meet each other's emotional needs. Imagine this, you're years into a relationship, deeply in love, and then you realize you have completely different visions for the future. Maybe one of you dreams of traveling the world while the other craves stability and a family in one place. At first, these differences might seem exciting, even complementary, but over time, they can create a fundamental disconnect that's hard to ignore. It's not just about agreeing on where to live or how many kids to have, it's about sharing a common purpose, a shared vision for what you want your lives to look like together. If one person is deeply ambitious and driven to climb the corporate ladder, while the other prioritizes a slower pace of life and meaningful work over material success, resentment and frustration can build. Compromise is essential in any relationship, but it's important to recognize the difference between healthy compromise and sacrificing your core values or aspirations for the sake of staying together. Ask yourselves, do our long-term goals align? Are we both willing to make compromises and support each other's dreams, even if they look different from our own? If the answer is no, it might be a sign that you're on different paths, and forcing a future together will only lead to disappointment and heartache down the line. We all disagree with our partners from time to time. It's natural and healthy, but if you find yourselves constantly arguing, bickering, or engaging in explosive fights, it's a sign that something deeper is amiss. Constant arguments are like a flashing neon sign screaming that there are unresolved issues simmering beneath the surface. It could be a lack of communication, differing values, or unresolved resentments from the past. Think about it. What are you truly arguing about? Is it really about who forgot to take out the trash? Or is it about a deeper feeling of not feeling heard, respected, or appreciated? Frequent arguments, especially about trivial matters, create a toxic environment that drains the joy and intimacy from a relationship. Over time, this constant negativity can erode the foundation of your bond, leaving you feeling exhausted and emotionally depleted. If you're stuck in a cycle of constant conflict, it's crucial to break free and address the root cause. Seek professional help if needed to learn healthy communication skills, develop conflict resolution strategies, and work through any underlying issues that are fueling the fire. Remember, relationships should bring joy, not constant stress and turmoil. Chapter 4. Lack of trust. Trust is the bedrock of any healthy relationship. It's the feeling of safety, security, and confidence that allows us to be vulnerable and fully ourselves with another person. But when trust is broken, it can be incredibly difficult to rebuild, leaving the relationship fragile and vulnerable. Think about it. How can you truly open up to someone if you're constantly questioning their motives, doubting their words, or fearing they'll hurt you? A lack of trust can manifest in many ways, from constantly checking their phone to feeling suspicious of their interactions with others. It can stem from past betrayals, insecurities, or a pattern of dishonesty within the relationship. Without trust, intimacy and emotional connection become nearly impossible. You're left feeling anxious, insecure, and constantly on edge, never truly able to relax and be present in the relationship. Rebuilding trust takes time, effort, and a willingness from both partners to be open, honest, and accountable for their actions. If you're struggling with trust issues, it's important to communicate openly about your feelings and seek professional guidance if needed. Remember, a relationship without trust is like a house built on sand. It's only a matter of time before it crumbles. Chapter 5. Different values. Our values shape our beliefs, behaviors, and lives. They influence our decisions and interactions. Diverse perspectives are beautiful, but differing core values can create challenges. Imagine one values honesty while the other bends the rules. Or one is deeply religious while the other is an atheist. Early on, these differences might not seem big, but they matter when making future decisions, like marriage, children, or finances. Conflicting values can create major contention. It's not about right or wrong, but recognizing misaligned core values. This can lead to friction and resentment and feeling misunderstood. Have open conversations about values early on. Discuss important things even if uncomfortable. A strong relationship is built on shared values and mutual respect for beliefs. Chapter 6. Emotional disconnect. Have you ever felt physically close to your partner, yet miles apart emotionally? This sense of emotional disconnect can be one of the most painful and isolating experiences in a relationship. Emotional connection is the lifeblood of a romantic relationship. It's the feeling of being seen, heard, understood, and valued for who we truly are. It's the deep sense of intimacy and closeness that allows us to share our hopes, dreams, fears, and vulnerabilities without judgment. When emotional connection fades, it can feel like you're living separate lives, drifting further and further apart. You might go through the motions, sharing meals, sleeping in the same bed, even engaging in physical intimacy. But the spark, the deep sense of connection, is gone. This disconnect can happen gradually over time, often due to a lack of communication, unresolved conflicts, or simply growing apart. It can leave you feeling lonely, unfulfilled, and questioning the very foundation of your relationship. If you're experiencing emotional disconnect, it's crucial to address it head-on. Create opportunities for meaningful conversations, prioritize quality time together, and be willing to work through any underlying issues that are creating distance between you. Remember, emotional intimacy is not a given. It requires effort, intention, and a willingness to be vulnerable and truly present with each other. Chapter 7. Unresolved Past Issues. We all carry baggage from our past relationships, childhood wounds, and personal experiences that have shaped who we are today. While it's impossible to erase the past, unresolved issues can cast a long shadow over our present relationships if we let them. Imagine this. One partner has a deep-seated fear of abandonment stemming from a childhood experience, and their current partner travels frequently for work. Or perhaps one partner experienced infidelity in a previous relationship and struggles to trust their current partner, despite no evidence of wrongdoing. These unresolved issues can create a vicious cycle of insecurity, jealousy, and conflict within the relationship. They can lead to unhealthy coping mechanisms, communication breakdowns, and a constant feeling of walking on eggshells. It's important to remember that we don't get to choose how our pasts affect us, but we do get to choose how we deal with them. If you notice patterns of behavior or emotional reactions that seem out of proportion to the present situation, it's worth exploring whether unresolved past issues might be playing a role. Seeking individual therapy can be incredibly helpful in processing past traumas, developing healthier coping mechanisms, and learning to communicate our needs effectively in relationships. Remember, healing from the past is an act of self-love, not just for ourselves, but for our current and future relationships as well. Outro. Finding your path to happiness, recognizing the signs of incompatibility can be painful, but it's also incredibly empowering. It allows you to make conscious choices about your love life and prioritize your own happiness and well-being. Remember, relationships should bring joy, fulfillment, and a deep sense of connection. If you're constantly struggling, feeling drained, or compromising your core values, it might be time to reassess whether this relationship is truly serving you. What are your thoughts on these signs of incompatibility? Have you experienced any of them in your own relationships? Share your experiences and insights in the comments below. Let's continue the conversation. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos from Dose Psycho about navigating relationship. Till next time.